Compositing is traditionally a two-dimensional process. Layers like this blue screen foreground are keyed and then merged over a background. Fusion combines both 2D and 3D compositing to create highly realistic-looking shots that have depth, camera movement, sophisticated lighting, atmospheric effects, and more. When compositing in 3D, you use the Image Plane 3D tool to place images in 3D space. Each 2D image is connected to an image plane. The image planes are then connected into a Merge 3D tool. The Merge 3D tool is incredibly powerful because it lets you connect an unlimited number of elements and combines them according to their positions in 3D space. When viewing the Merge 3D tool, the scene is displayed using the default perspective view. You can see the scene from any angle by holding the Option or Alt key and the middle mouse button, then dragging the mouse left and right. Being able to change your view of a 3D scene makes it easier to position your images in 3D space. To position images, select the Image Plane tool for the image you want to move. Then select the Transform tab in the Controls pane to adjust controls for position, as well as rotation and scale. The transform controls for position are also displayed in the viewer. You drag on the arrows to move the object in the corresponding direction. The transform toolbar provides buttons to switch the on-screen controls to rotation and scale. To frame your scene, add a camera. The camera is connected to the Merge 3D tool. You can move the camera using the transform tools or enter the values in the camera's control pane. To view what the camera sees, make sure the Merge 3D tool is loaded in the viewer, then click the Dual Viewer layout. You can choose to view the perspective in one viewer and the camera in the other. Right-clicking on the axis label in the lower corner of the viewer shows the various angles available. This allows you to easily arrange the elements in your scene while seeing the camera's framing at the same time. Depth of field is a real-world cinematic effect that you can simulate using a combination of the camera in your scene and a Render 3D node. The Render 3D node is required to generate a 2D image from a 3D scene for final output. Place the Render 3D node after your Merge node, since that node contains all your 3D elements. Fusion allows you to use different render engines to achieve different looks in your composite. We'll choose the GPU-accelerated OpenGL to render the depth of field. Enable the accumulation effects to adjust the quality and the amount of the depth of field. With the depth of field applied, our main character falls outside the focused area. Once enabled in the visibility settings, the camera controls provide the plane of focus, which you can then move directly over the elements we want to focus on. Like any parameter in Fusion, you can animate the plane of focus as your elements move throughout the shot. We can build more tension in this shot by animating the camera. Let's start the animation at the beginning. We'll add a keyframe and enable auto animation mode on the Z offset control. Now, we'll position ourselves at the end of our shot and move the camera's Z position. The camera dollies in and adds a nice parallax effect to give a sense of depth. You can further enhance the atmosphere by adding particles to simulate fog in our 3D scene. We can access preset particles directly from Fusion's bin. Just like the image planes and the camera, the particles can also connect directly into our Merge 3D node. Since the particles also work in 3D space, it can surround our entire scene. Projects in Fusion are not just 2D or 3D. You can mix 2D and 3D compositing in a single project. As we have with the keyer, you can add 2D filter effects before or after a Render 3D node. Here you can add a filter like color correction to create the final mood and finish your shot.